1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to Hard Hats and Horizons, the podcast where we dig deep into the construction and economic development shaping the future of Dallas-Fort Worth. We bring you insights from industry leaders and visionaries who are driving growth in North Texas. From construction projects to industry trends and insights, we cover it all. So grab your hard hat and join us as we explore the people and projects shaping the skyline of DFW. Now, here is your host, Andrea Pender.
Okay, well, we are going to get started on our podcast today, and I have Suzette Sutton, and she is the principal of business development with Dwell Design Studio. So thank you for coming on today.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, well, start us off and tell us a little bit about Dwell.
Okay. Dwell Design Studio started about 15 years ago during Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Our CEO had decided, in 2009 that he was going to go ahead and go out on his own.
Okay.
Great time to do that.
Uh-huh.
It was actually a really good time
Yeah.
to do that.
Uh-huh.
So they did that. Took them a little while to get some of their first projects going, but it's been a huge success. We predominantly do multifamily, although lately a lot of our projects have been in the student area
Okay.
because some things have slowed down on the multifamily side a little bit or put on pause. We also do senior, we do hospitality, and we have a large retail arm. So mixed use, complicated projects, those are our sweet spot.
Nice. What makes a project complicated?
Oh God, the site restrictions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've done a lot of projects for folks like, let's say, Crescent
Mhm.
communities where it's on a 70-foot drop down.
That means you're friends with the civil engineers.
Oh, yes. Very close to the civil engineers.
Yeah. Yeah. Those sites, I know that some of the engineers love those sites and some are like, nope, give me a flat piece of,
Right.
600 acres in the middle of nowhere.
With no trees.
Yeah. Those are our favorites. So it's already flat.
And in Austin, too, I feel like
Oh.
any site in Austin is going to be a little complicated just because of the jurisdiction.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you always hear we really like working in this and this one's a little trickier. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, talk to us a little bit about your background and how you ended up as a business developer.
Okay, so I started, it was in 97.
Okay.
I was a personal trainer at the time.
Okay.
And I had a client of mine that I had been talking to, and I'd gotten into the business because I thought I could work my own schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And that was not the case at all.
Right.
You're at their beck and call.
Right,
So
right.
the hours were anywhere from 5 a.m. in the morning until 10 p.m. at night.
Oh gosh.
And I didn't have insurance.
Oh.
And so a friend of mine said, I know a friend of mine who is head of operations for Columbus Realty Trust, and
Okay.
they're doing a brand new project and they're hiring leasing people. And it was at Addison Circle.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So I went and met with her, and they have you do a test to see if you would fit in that position. And I guess I scored really high on the test.
Nice.
And so that's how I got into the industry in the very beginning.
Interesting.
And I loved it.
So our very first meeting, do you remember this?
Oh, God.
We met and I totally forgot about this until you said Addison Circle. You had broken something.
Oh, my God. I tore my ACL on the meniscus on a
And
trampoline.
then you were like, can you drive me home? I totally forgot about that.
Oh, that's classic. Did someone drop me off? Is
I
that
don't
what it
know.
was?
I don't know how you got there.
My boyfriend must have dropped me off. And then I think we got done early. So, so it was
Whatever. Yeah,
Were you
whatever.
going fast?
But you had known Will for several years.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, well, I'll drive this lady home.
So
okay.
that's class.
I totally forgot about that until you said Addison Circle.
Me too. Me too. It was a really cool project because it
Mhm.
was the first time really outside of Uptown where they were creating a whole neighborhood in the middle of pretty much nowhere at the time
Right.
with Addison.
Right.
That had walkability,
Mhm.
retail, creating your own really large neighborhood. It ended up with 10 buildings, 150 different floor plans
Whoa.
in all. So it was a really different, for your first project to come into and do
Uh-huh.
leasing.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Wow.
wild. It was a lot of fun.
That's
it was a
exciting.
great company. Robert Shaw was probably one of the best people I've ever worked for. Just
Nice.
good man.
Nice.
And then it became Post, and I went around the country opening other projects. for them.
Mhm.
I would work closely with the development team on things that we were seeing and what we were hearing from clients, or not clients, but residents
Uh-huh.
that they wanted. And from there, got recruited at Humphreys and Partners to come work for them.
Uh-huh.
And was there 10 years and then went to Dwell.
And you've been there how many years now?
Going almost 4.5.
Okay, nice, nice. Now back up a little bit further because you grew up in Hawaii.
Yes.
So how did we go from
Yeah.
Hawaii to Dallas?
Ex-husband.
Okay. Yes.
So, but growing up in Hawaii is like growing up in a small town.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I was ready, as we say in Hawaii, to get off the rock.
Uh-huh.
But I had also spent my whole life up until 27 in Hawaii for the most part. So I don't think I appreciated what I had.
Just the beauty
Yeah.
of everything.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Will and I went there a few months ago. We went to Kauai.
Which is my favorite. That's
It-
where my family's from.
It was stunning. It was really beautiful. But that was one thing that I commented on because I just thought, gosh, the community is so small. Like everyone vacations in this place, but it's really the equivalent of the tiny little small town in Indiana that I
Yes.
grew up in.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and it was funny because we heard some people talking about island hopping, and I'm just like, well, but you can't do that when you're 15,
Oh,
So, or maybe you can.
oh, we did.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, we did. Now, for me, I was island hopping to see family.
Ah,
But
okay.
yeah, I was on a plane pretty young.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
But
interesting.
back then, you didn't have to go through as much
That's a good point too.
to get on a plane. Your parents could actually take you all the way up to the gate
Uh-huh. Yeah.
without having to go through some sort of,
All the things.
jump through hoops
All the
to
things.
get you through there.
We don't have to take our shoes off now anymore, though.
Yeah.
So I will take that as a win. My dad goes, the year I turned 75, and now everybody like what? He goes, I thought that was going to be my 75th bonus. So, let's talk about some key moments or challenges that you have had in your career.
Well, I mean, there's been a couple of them. I think they've all been great learning experiences, though. And I think a lot of them were really due to my own lack of confidence.
Okay.
Because I was not someone who really had studied in the background of it. So you sort of have like this imposter syndrome,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
When you first get into the industry. And I was fortunate in the beginning that I did have a lot of female bosses.
Oh, nice.
But once I started working in other areas where I was having some male bosses, there were times that it kind of triggered a little bit of that needing to please a parent or it was a whole different feeling
Uh-huh.
for me. And so I think that was a challenge of just feeling confident enough that I knew what I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
that I could not necessarily push back, but say, I hear what you're saying, but here's why I feel we should go in this direction.
Yeah, good for you. But
Right.
and it took a while.
It took a while to have that kind of confidence to say.
It's interesting how you just said that because I feel like I've been saying that over the last few years where people older than us are sometimes looked at as those dads or uncles or grandfather figures,
Yes.
those types of people. And those are people you smile and nod and you do,
Correct.
but this is also work. And so I think that that's an interesting thing that I think there's a lot of people going through that,
Yeah.
but no one's like verbalized it
Right,
almost,
right. Well, and when you and I came into this industry, most of the men were older,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
There's a lot of young people now in our industry. It's a very different, very energy, it's full of energy and
It is.
exciting.
I feel like we're at a really exciting time.
Really exciting time. And it's easier to disagree or to have a different opinion.
I was going to say, I agree.
But right, that's
Uh-huh.
exactly right. So I think, it's that
Well,
you
and
don't want to challenge someone who could be considered a parent.
right.
Yeah.
And people are hiring people now, not just as yes men. They're hiring them because they know your opinion might be a little different, or they are hiring you because you're the expert in XYZ.
Yes.
And if you hire everybody that does exactly what you do, then no one's going to grow. And so I think people are more okay with that these days. Like, I know I'm not good at this, so let's hire somebody who's great,
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Let's see. What are some things that have motivated you or lessons that you've learned along the way?
Things that have motivated me. Well, I'm always curious.
Okay.
So that helps to motivate me. I
Uh-huh.
always like a challenge.
Mhm.
So, Jason, our CEO, Jason Shepard, will say, this is a group I really want to work with. Okay.
I'm
So
gonna make it happen.
I'm going to make it happen. Yeah. So I think for me, those are the things
Nice.
that, yeah. And it's fun too, to learn. You learn so much about the client
Mhm.
ahead of time when it's done that way.
Right.
Because you really have to do your research on their background, not just at the company they're at now,
Mhm.
but where were they before that? Where did they come from? And I like to ask those questions when I meet them, get to understand where their humble beginnings were,
Right.
because that helps frame the whole picture of this person you're talking to.
Mhm.
So
We were just talking about that yesterday at one of our BD training meetings, whereas it's like look them up on LinkedIn or ask the questions, find out all of those things because all of it's important. So,
yeah, and we're more
Mhm.
alike than we're not alike.
and we're all people at the end of the day. I had a friend of mine send me a text message and she just said, "Thank you so much for doing these podcasts because it's helped me realize that these people are people
People,
just like me."
Yes.
So, we might have a different title or, maybe 20 years more experience, but at the end of the day, we're all people.
Yes,
So that I like that a lot. What about mentorship? How has that helped you over the years?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. I think my best mentor that I ever had, I've had a couple, but both were bosses of mine. One was Lori Fall, who was with Post at the time,
Uh-huh.
Columbus and then Post. And then Megan Dimmer,
Okay.
who was with me at Humphreys.
Nice.
She really was pivotal for me to just own my space
Mhm.
and supported me 100% in just going after the projects that I wanted to go after, um, trusting me that I knew enough about what I was doing that Suzette's got it. She's got this handled. I'm just going to let her go. I'm not going to micromanage her
Right.
or tell her how to do it.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to trust her do it and empower her in any way that I can to support her.
That's huge.
My gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's game changer.
Game changer.
Mhm.
And she's still a good friend.
I feel like the phrase that everyone is using these days for that is an advocate.
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely an advocate. And I like to do that. I like to, pass it on
Me too.
to the younger people that are coming into our industry now.
Mhm.
Make sure they know they're supported.
I just had a young lady reach out to me and her email was just so beautifully written. Like you couldn't say no. And I always try to, if somebody reaches out, I'm going to go grab a coffee with them. But I sat down with her and she just had a handful of questions. And I'm just like, sometimes you're like, well, these are easy answers, but it's easy because I learned it 10 years ago, And so
Yeah.
if you can just pass on that knowledge,
Yeah.
how can you help the next generation
Yeah.
of people? So I feel like we're at this cusp of, I would love to have a crystal ball to see where we're at in 10 years. Like, because I feel like there's a lot of young ladies making their way up, and there's a lot of people like us that are advocating for these young
Yes.
ladies to come up. So I think it'll be an exciting time.
I think it will because I think they're going to get there faster. Right? They'll get to their goals a little faster than
Mhm.
maybe we could have.
Yeah.
But I'm still doing that. I think. I think I'm still learning. I'm still asking questions with the people that I work with
Mhm.
because I like to always be learning and understanding
Mhm.
this industry.
Right.
Because it's constantly changing.
And I feel like there's always something new. It's
Yeah.
like a different type of a different project, or I'll hear some of the guys out here talk about different types of paint or applications or tools that they're using. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, tell me about this. What is this thing? So
Yes.
it's neat when you go out to the job sites and see them using some of these tools. There's an interesting tool called a bazooka. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I associate that with like the shoe. Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Okay.
But it's a painting tool. And so they can get through a certain step much quicker. And I know when I saw it, I embarrassed the poor guy out there. I was like, show me how to do this. And his face got all red. And I was like, this is really neat. And I
Yeah.
think at first he was like, is she making fun of me? And then he realized, no, she thinks this is really cool. I'm like, this is the neatest thing I've seen all year.
That's what I feel like I experience when I'm seeing some of the new projects that are coming out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, that is so innovative and so cool.
And beautiful. And
Yeah.
it's just neat to see different finishes and different layouts.
Oh my
And,
gosh.
especially with multifamily, I'm sure you've seen a lot over the years of it used to probably just be a basic box of an apartment. And now I'm sure it's amenities galore.
Well, it kind of seems to go cyclical. Like,
Interesting.
yeah, now I think they're starting to come down a little bit.
Okay.
the amenities race, unless you're talking about student housing. Then it's
Ah.
full blown amenities race again.
Which that blows me away too, because there is no way that my dad would have paid. He would be like, no, you do not need a rooftop pool while you're in college.
Well, I'm sure it makes it harder when they move out.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, no.
I have to live in a boring old box now. There's no rooftop everything.
Right.
What do I, Mom, Dad, what do I do?
Yeah, especially when the countertops aren't, the highest end
Uh,
and all of that. Yeah, no.
Welcome to the real world.
Right. Right. I think
Congratulations.
there were 4 of us girls in a 1 bathroom.
Oh my.
Yeah, and it was 2 bedrooms, so you even had to share the bedrooms
Okay.
with the bath. Yeah,
Oh boy, that's a lot of sharing.
that's a lot of sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, right as I was graduating, they were building some multifamily projects that were 4 bedrooms, but each bedroom had a lock and they're in a separate lease and a separate bathroom. And
Yeah.
so really it was just like a kitchen, living room shared space. And I always thought that was really interesting and smart, because if person A didn't pay their rent, that's their fault. It's not everybody's fault,
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but yeah, I thought that was an interesting, and I'm sure they've been doing that for the past 20 years now.
For a while.
Yeah.
For a while. Yes.
What is something that was unique or surprising throughout your journey that you could think of?
I didn't realize how many developers in our industry were closet wannabe rock stars.
Okay.
It's interesting. There's a thread
Uh-huh.
that runs through there, and maybe it's the creative side, maybe it's that um, like to be on stage. I don't know, but there's a thread of that
That's interesting.
that
So are they like they're actually like playing the guitar,
they
singing, or
they either play an instrument or have a band or have been in a band
okay?
or sing
Mhm.
or something along those lines,
How funny.
and they miss it. I feel like a lot of them miss it and wish they could have the time to still do a little of that.
That has been a theme on a lot of the podcasts that I've had. Everybody wants to learn. It's either the piano or the guitar. So everyone's like, I just want to do it. And I just read something the other day where I feel like when we were little, it was like, go do your 30 minutes of piano, like whatever it was 30
Right.
minutes. And so apparently there's been research done where you just need to do 18 minutes. So if you can commit to 18 minutes a day.
Well, that seems like a much more doable.
I know.
feel
That's what I was like.
Yeah.
I can do 18 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I don't think I've met people who have been on the stage, but I feel like there's a lot of just music lovers.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a lot of people going to concerts. I know we've taken a handful of clients to concerts.
Yes.
That's been kind of a fun thing over the years where my husband took a client years ago and he was like, never heard of this band. This guy loves them. He's like, I don't know who they are, but I bought really good tickets for the
Yeah.
client. And then it ends up being one of his favorite bands. And so it's
wow,
like, okay.
that's great.
So, and then we had some friends in the industry take us down to the F1 race. It's been either 2 or 3 years ago now. And at the F1 races, they have big time concerts, like big concerts.
Oh, that's
And it's you'll have to look into this
Okay.
because they do a lot of research because it's not just one demographic. Like they have to hit like a worldwide
Right.
demographic of who are these bands that are coming. And the second night, Queen performed. And so I went into it and I was like, I don't know. I guess there's probably some Queen songs that I know. It was probably the best concert I've been to in my life. It was amazing.
No, his ability to change his voice, because you'll hear the song, but that was Queen. That because Freddie Mercury could do a lot with his
Amazing.
voice. Yeah.
So then I did like a deep dive and I read like a handful of memoir, or I guess they were biographies
Yes.
about him. And I had talked about playing the guitar since the beginning of time. And so I was like, I'm going to commit to 6 months of guitar lessons. And so I did my 6 months of guitar lessons and I like classic rock, can play a handful of songs. But it was funny because like Will would come home and I'm trying to be Queen. It's a background, but
That's awesome.
But it was a time thing, but then it did allow you to be creative.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Did you
Mhm.
find it relaxed you too?
no, it didn't relax me.
didn't?
No, because it took a lot of brain power.
Okay. Okay.
But
A little more
I
stressful.
loved it. It was a cool, like, did you hear what I just played? I know it was in slow motion, but I did it.
Good for you. I would probably also say what I found to be surprising is when I started doing dinners with just developers.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you know Matt Marvel
Uh-huh.
has built.
Yeah. Mhm.
And he and I would do this years and years and years ago before he started Build. And we had, 8 to 10 developers at the table.
Mhm.
And what I found so surprising is how engaging they were with one another without any competition,
Mhm.
but purely I want to hear what you're doing.
Yep.
That was so refreshing
I
to see that.
I
And
think that goes back to they want to have competition that's
Yeah.
good.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And they got to learn about sites that maybe, oh, we looked at that site. Here were some of the challenges we had.
Mhm.
So seeing that kind of support
That's nice.
among each other was really, really great. And I shouldn't be surprised at that.
Right.
But I was because of where I had come from originally.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah,
That
you
was
didn't do
not-
that.
you
That
didn't
was a
do
no
that.
no.
So this was really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, one of our guys in drywall, he put together a really cool shooting event.
Yeah.
And he invited, it was either 10 or 12 different contractors. And I said, man, I don't know. Like, they're competitors. I just don't know. And he said, it's going to be
With guns.
fine. It's with guns. And I just said, I don't know if I would do it, but if you think that this is going to work, go for it. I will support you either way. And he said, I'm just going to go for it. It was great. It was wonderful. And I mean, I think there was like 2 from each firm. So they at least had somebody that they
Yeah.
knew,
Yeah.
but they had good conversation. We all went, there was a handful of us that went and had lunch afterwards, which we picked a spot on the map because it was like an area we didn't know, which ended up non-existing. So we all ended up at Whataburger. And so I'm going to start doing a few of those things, like for some client entertainment, for like some women's, like invite only, like women's events,
Yes.
because I think this industry it's gigantic, but it's also small enough. We need those relationships with our
Yeah.
quote unquote competitors.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we
Mhm.
really do. We really do. And I know a lot of them do hunting trips together. They do the fishing trips together. They golf. Oh
Right.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know how we are able to do so many golf tournaments that happen here.
I don't either.
But like I just hosted a thing last night
Uh-huh.
at my place to watch Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, and so it's just something like that. Even
Uh-huh.
is kind of a cool, different, fun thing to get
Yeah.
together to do.
Is and it's kind of I think that we can move past, like, we can do the golf. There's a lot of people
Right.
that love it. There's a lot of people that love certain things, but I think we're also at this time where we can go do more different interesting
Yes.
things, and then we can get to know people more as a person.
Yeah.
You know?
You do great events.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I
really
love
great
them.
events.
I really enjoy them. I think it gives the women an opportunity to, network, learn something, get out of their comfort zone, maybe.
Right.
So,
Right. In a more relaxed
Mhm.
kind of environment.
Yep.
Need reliable, high-quality service for your commercial project? Choose Carrco, the most trusted contractor in commercial painting and drywall in Dallas-Fort Worth. With over 30 years of experience, Carrco delivers top-tier craftsmanship across Texas. From expert painting to seamless drywall, we handle it all, on time and on budget. Transform your space with the professionals at Carrco. Visit carcopainting.com today. Carrco, where quality meets reliability.
Let's talk about some industry trends. What are you seeing right now in the industry?
Well, we've been in it's been challenging right now. When you say trends, I would say the biggest thing now is a lot of people are looking at prototypes.
Okay.
And it's because it's the most cost effective way to do one project, then you just rinse and repeat
Okay.
and do it on another site.
Uh-huh.
It does lend itself to more of surface park
Mm-hmm.
type of project.
Right.
There are still a lot of groups that are going for those urban infill
Mm-hmm.
wraps. Not as many podiums, but wraps. They feel like they can still make pencil. But I would say that's probably the trend that we're seeing right now. That's probably the biggest thing I've noticed.
Mhm.
Is it's so difficult to make these multifamily projects
Mm.
pencil
Interesting.
that they're trying to find ways to cut those construction costs and
Okay.
those prototypes. And Dwell started looking at that about 3 years ago when we saw that was happening. And so we started designing our own rad prototype.
Mhm.
But I feel like a lot of the clients we're talking to have their own prototype too. So
Ah.
this has been a trend for a while.
Okay.
That it's not just attainable folks, it's everybody. And it's not for every, they don't want that to be their whole portfolio,
Right.
but those are the ones that they feel like they can make move forward.
And are
So-
these like just DFW? They doing a prototype here and then it's going to be planted all over?
Right. What they're looking for is a site that fits a certain acreage.
Oh, got it.
And then they'll look at
Oh.
whatever parts of the country that they feel,
It's that.
yes, that
Interesting.
they feel that's a, whether that be Atlanta
Mhm.
or Charlotte or, we like those markets.
Right.
Let's find these size sites that are as flat as we can get them, but
Right.
it's okay if it's got topo on it.
Right.
But this is how many units we know we want to get. It's got to be a surface park project, and we'll go from there.
Interesting. Are you having to travel quite a bit?
I put a pause on some of my travel
Mhm.
for a little while, just to kind of, we don't want to lose any staff right now.
Right.
So it's been a whole focus on just making sure we're sticking to our budgets, we're getting things done,
Mhm.
our clients are being taken care of, and our full staff is there so that when some of these projects come back,
Uh-huh.
we can pick it up at the same time.
Nice.
And
Nice.
which is, we're really forward thinking when
Mhm.
it comes to that. So just in the last month, I started picking up my travel again.
Okay.
And so that's been really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You mentioned some challenges. What are what's causing some of these challenges? You mentioned,
Interest rates.
okay.
Interest rates is one of them.
Mhm.
You can't find any, getting the equity, getting the debt. Yeah.
Interesting.
All of those. It's all money.
It's interesting because
Cost of construction.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things like the whole equity debt. What do we do? How do we
Right.
get it funding? That
Right.
some people touch and some people don't,
Right.
And so it's like a whole web of everything and
Yes.
it does intermingle, but sometimes everyone doesn't know how it works together,
Yes. Yes.
So,
Well, and so some of the things that I've done to try to overcome some of those challenges is I try to make sure that we're staying in touch with some family trusts
okay.
because they do have
Uh-huh.
their financing.
Mhm.
A lot of the folks that self-perform,
Mhm.
so they're not having to go to another GC, which can get their costs down.
Okay. Nice.
So being able to make sure that I'm in touch with those folks too,
Nice.
help kind of fill our pipeline
Okay.
with projects.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What sort of actionable advice do you have for any of our listeners that may be in our field, maybe a business developer, however you want to answer that?
Yeah. First and foremost, don't take anything personal.
Okay.
That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do get someone that is maybe, how do I want to put that? Like someone who maybe is a little stronger than you in personality.
Mhm.
Just make sure you're doing as much listening as you can.
Mhm.
And if you need to write down how you want to communicate with them ahead of time, because maybe you get intimidated,
Oh, that's smart.
maybe put that so that way it's fresh in your mind.
Mhm.
But whenever you have a difficult conversation, ask yourself what you want your outcome to be of that conversation.
Mhm.
And remember that it's a conversation, not a confrontation.
Oh, I like that.
So
Mhm.
those are the things I think would have helped me to not be so nervous about those conversations.
Going back to your first point of not taking things personally, it's been interesting over the years. This has probably been maybe a year and a half ago or so, and we lost a project, and they said, "But I thought we were friends." And I said, "You are friends, but at the end of the day, it comes down to a price.
Yes.
For the most part, it's going to come down to some dollar signs."
Right, right.
And he just said, "Well, but I've done this, and we hung out, and I thought we were going to win it." And I just said, at the end of the day, you're still friends. And
Yes.
hopefully we will win the next project with them. But
Right.
if you take every single one of those personal, then
Yeah.
you're like, nobody wants to be my friend,
And a lot of times we have a story that we have going on in our
Mhm,
head,
mhm.
right? About what is happening between yourself and the person that you're speaking with.
Right.
And so if you can stop that story and just, if you need to ask clarifying questions, do that, then it'll go a long way.
Mhm.
And if I can share a story I've shared with our company, there was a developer who I won't name, and I had been trying to meet with him for so long, and finally, a friend of mine who knew him coordinated a lunch meeting.
Nice.
And we had that lunch meeting, and he just was distracted. He was looking all over. And so I started doing that. When you make up in your head, they really don't want to be talking to an architect right now.
Uh-huh.
They don't want to be here. They're not interested in hearing about us. They probably already happy with their architect. All these things.
Right. All the
right.
things.
And you're thinking, how can I tell him more about us? And then I thought, wait, hold on. You're doing it. Sit back and just let the conversation flow.
Mm-hmm.
Ask more questions. And then just before we left, I stopped, and I'm a hugger,
Uh-huh.
right? So I gave him a hug, and I said, and when I pulled back, I said, "Is everything okay?"
Uh-huh.
And he just put his head down, and he said, "I'm so sorry. I know I haven't really been here."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "But my son was killed by police officers a month ago."
Oh my. Oh.
So that's where his head is.
Uh,
It had nothing to do
Mhm.
with where my head went. So always remember that you don't know
Mm.
what what's going on in the other person's life when you talk to them and when you meet them. So always give each other grace
Mhm.
and ask for clarifying questions.
Yep. Yeah, that's good. I know I had a meeting at my old firm. I traveled a bit, and I was at a meeting out of state, which so I met with a client, and he knew I was out of state, and same thing, cell phone, all the things.
Yeah.
And I finally was just like, "Hey, same thing. Is
Yes.
everything okay?" And he said, "It's not serious, but my wife went to the hospital." And I was like, "Why are you here?" And he said, "I know that you're just here for a day and a half." And I said, "Get your lunch to go. And so you
Yes.
have something to eat. Do we need to order something for your wife?
Yeah.
Please go to the hospital with your wife." And he was like, "It's not serious." And I said, "But it's the hospital." And that went and he just said, "Thank you. I'm going to get my
Yeah.
lunch boxed up. I'm going to head over there." And that did a world of good, you know?
Oh, and you created a moment,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because
Yeah.
of that honesty
Uh-huh.
and vulnerability and authenticity, you guys created a moment there
Because we're
that you
people.
could connect. Yes.
Yep.
And that's what it's about. That's what business development is about. It's
Yeah.
just connecting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. What are you most passionate about in your job?
Oh, there's a few things. Number one, that we do a really damn good project.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That we knock it out of the park. And that relationship that they have an experience, we've met the expectation I've set.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that when they get done, they're like, okay, I want to do more
Mhm.
with Dwell.
Nice.
And I'm really just the front end of that, right?
For sure.
And I'm so fortunate to be with a team that I know these folks take the ball.
Yep.
They run with it. I stay involved a little longer than some
Mhm.
business development people probably do, but only because I want to make sure I know things about the developer.
Right.
I know what things are important to them.
Mhm.
And sometimes they don't have that whole story. And so in the beginning, as things are happening or conversations, I can help say, this is where he may be coming from. And this is why. So those stories
Right.
don't start happening.
Right.
And then they can start building their own relationship. So that's part of it.
I think that goes back to like the people thing. If you have a good team, you can pass that on
my gosh.
and you don't have to be nervous and scared and all that
Oh.
because you know they're going to make it happen.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think we've all probably been in situations where you're like, I don't know if I 100%, you know.
Yes.
But
I've been there.
sure is nice when you have that group of people where you're like, we're gonna knock it out of the park. This
Yeah.
is gonna be great.
Yeah.
So
And they care as much as I do.
mhm.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the hard thing. You can't teach people to care about what
Right.
they're doing.
Right.
So knowing that you have a bunch of people that care is
Mhm.
huge.
Yeah. Are you a reader?
A reader? Sometimes I think I have become more of a
Or audio? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So Netflix has a really interesting book, and it's all about how Netflix basically stayed in business and became the Netflix we know today
Oh,
versus Blockbuster
interesting.
because they changed.
Uh-huh.
And so one of their big core values is hiring high performing people and getting rid of low performing people. And so it's like when you have that one person weighing the ship down, it really is, it can be pretty toxic, and
Oh,
it's nice.
that's not my job.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And we've all probably said it's not my job at some point in time. I mean, we've all done it, and it could be it's not my job because maybe this person needs to learn how to do it or something.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah. But I know when you are working with teams of high performers, then the trust is there.
Oh,
You know.
totally. Yeah.
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 What's some of your future goals?
Well, I want to do a podcast.
Okay.
That's my biggest.
And
future
what is
goal.
it going to be about?
Nothing at all to do with our industry.
Okay.
It's more about just hope. I want to have conversations with people and this started from a couple of things. One being the gentleman that I told me about what happened to him,
Uh-huh.
and just my own experiences with friends and family, myself, that we all go through things that are really hard. And one of the hardest things to do when you are in the middle of those things is to feel like it's okay to talk to somebody about them because they feel really big to us, right? And so what I want to do is have conversations about things that a lot of people are going through, but I want the outcome of that conversation for people to see that there's hope
Yeah.
in whatever they're dealing with.
That's
That
nice.
here's someone who's going through what you may be going through, and they're doing it. And we're going to give some ways to get through it.
Nice.
Yeah. And that there's a support system here. So don't be afraid to talk. Don't be afraid to ask people for help.
Yeah. So
It's okay.
so many times in those situations, you're like, I'm the only person in the world
Yes.
and you're like, no, you're not,
Yeah.
but you are. Like when
Yeah.
you think about it, it's like, no, I'm the only person in the world that's ever dealt with this. So I feel like that'll be very interesting.
Yeah. I think it'll be fun. And I like hearing other people's stories. So that'll be cool.
When are you hoping to launch this?
I'm hoping to launch it before the end of this year.
Okay.
So
We'll put it out in the universe.
That's right. That's right. I bought the equipment. I am not tech savvy. I am learning as I go.
After this, we'll show you
Yes.
a little bit of the software so you can
Okay,
you can
great.
see a little bit of it. But it seems to
Great.
be pretty user friendly.
Okay,
This is said from the lady that just watches other people do it. So
Well, you all have done a great job.
Thanks.
I mean, congratulations.
thank you. Yeah, it's definitely been a learning lesson. So
Yeah.
I feel like we're at a good spot now.
Fantastic.
Let's see. What is the biggest struggle you are having right now, and how are you tackling it?
Oh, time.
Yeah,
That's my biggest struggle. I don't have time for
Mm.
everything I want to do.
I know.
I come from a family of very high energetic people into their like 90s.
Nice. Hey, that's awesome.
Right. So I don't, even at my age, I'm not feeling like I have any reason to slow down. So I just keep adding
Yeah.
things to my
Why
plate. Right.
We're gonna run out of time. We have to get all these things done.
Right. And so between my day job and the band and then trying to do this podcast, time, because I still value my friendships.
Right.
I want to make sure to give those the attention that they deserve because, your friends that you've had for your lifetime are incredibly important. And, my relationship. So, yeah, time. That's the hardest
I
thing.
mentioned this on another podcast, but there's an audio. I think I listened to this on audio called "Tough Broads," and it's very interesting. And I believe the author is 67, and she interviews all these women that are like 98 or 88 or something,
That's great.
doing really cool stuff like base jumping and surfing and riding around the world in their motorcycle.
Oh, my God. I love them.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I need to find these ladies. So when I'm 87, they're like, hey, Andrea, do you want to learn how to surf? And I'm like, yes, I've been asking somebody.
Yes.
So, so that was an interesting book because people do slow down. And especially for women, they just think that they're going to go make an Afghan or something,
Right.
It's like, no, where are my friends that are going to go base jumping with me? It's not that I have no desire to do that.
I think I saw an Instagram of an older lady that was base jumping.
Yeah, you should look into this book. It was really interesting and kind of just a study on what expectations and gender and things like that. So
That's cool. Well, I don't think the generation that's coming up now of young ladies have a ceiling on them yet.
I don't either.
I mean, they really can and they believe they can. That's the
Mhm.
difference between when we came up and
That's a good
money.
point.
Yeah, no limitations.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Good for them. I'm excited for them
I am too.
and for us.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're gonna talk personal stuff.
Oh gosh.
So,
Okay.
what
Get
are,
into it.
what are your some of your hobbies outside of work?
The band is
Okay.
it's a paid hobby, but
Tell us about the band.
I sing in a cover band. It's called Ice House.
Uh-huh.
I've been doing it for about 25 years now.
Uh-huh.
Started singing in 2000 or just a little before that. And we do predominantly weddings, but we're 10 to 12 piece with a horn section.
Uh-huh.
I'm a rapper as well as a singer.
Where you say
Yeah, so I don't look like what I say. They always expect me to do ballads or country music. And no, although I do some country. It's wedding songs.
Right, right.
So it's a little more like Earth, Wind, and Fire and Shaka Khan and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I love it. I love it.
Is this pretty much an every weekend?
It's a just about every weekend
Okay.
thing, which
Nice.
for 25 years is a lot. I did take the month of July off
Okay.
to kind of give myself a breather.
Nice.
But yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun. It's just another family. For
That's
sure.
nice.
Yeah.
And on your notes, I believe, okay, yes, it says that you performed off Broadway.
Yes.
So talk to us about
Yes.
this.
So that was with Lorna Luft. Do you know who Lorna Luft is? She is she's Liza Minnelli's sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was in New York. It was only a 3-month
Uh-huh.
thing, but it was a blast.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How did you
It was a
get
musical
this
review.
gig?
I had gone to Mountain View Performing Arts Musical Theater Conservatory.
Okay.
And through there, I had got sent to all these different auditions that they told us about. And that was one of them. And so there were a group of us that were from Texas.
Mhm.
And so we all roomed together and did the show together.
That's exciting.
Yeah. It
That's
was
cool.
It was a lot of fun. You got to see, just living in New York is intense. But to be able to take dance classes from Anne Reinking or Tommy, just Tommy Tune, it was crazy at that time.
It's
That
like
tells
surreal.
you super surreal.
Mhm.
This is in like the 90s,
Uh-huh.
early 90s. Yeah. So it was crazy. Not the New York you see now.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a lot rougher then.
Uh-huh.
The streets, it was a little dirtier than it is now.
Uh-huh.
So it was to be a single girl living and doing all that, it kind of toughens you up a little bit,
Uh-huh.
which I think I needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was great.
Everybody probably needs that at a certain
Yeah.
point in their life.
And it taught you work ethic.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. It doesn't matter how bad you feel. You got to get up and do those 8 shows a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's
And
a lot.
8 shows isn't just 8 practices.
Oh, no.
Like you have to have a smile on your face
yeah.
and all the things.
Oh, yeah. And if you're not feeling well, you
Tough
just got to
luck.
go off to the side of the stage and
Oh,
then run back out.
oh
back in.
my.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Smile.
I know. Oh, the stories. Yeah.
I'm sure. How cool is that though? That's neat. That's really neat.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you have a defining moment or a philosophy that you live by?
Not a defining moment. But my philosophy is just to treat other people like you want to be treated.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the bottom line for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who or what inspires you the most?
Oh, probably my little aunt.
Okay.
She's 94
Uh-huh.
and she lives in Colorado.
Okay.
Was married to her husband for 60 something
Wow.
years. Just still a little spitfire, does yoga and Pilates.
I love it.
Still.
These are my goals.
She was a school teacher, sharp as a tack,
Mhm.
has not lost any of that
That's great.
at all.
Mm-hmm.
And just so kind. Yeah,
Nice.
she's my goal.
Nice. Do you get to visit very often?
Yes, I
Good.
do.
Good.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay. We have a quick fire round,
Okay.
which is never quick fire.
Oh, God.
Because I ask lots more questions.
Okay.
What is the last book that you read?
It was Brene Brown, Atlas of the Heart.
Oh, I don't think I've read
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah,
What is it
that's
about?
good. It kind of takes you through the different things that you experience in life and how to manage or where your reactions to things are coming from and to
Interesting.
understand them and then overcome them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. What's
But
your
I like her, period.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's funny too.
Yeah. What is a skill you would like to learn?
Oh, I'd like to go back and relearn how to play the guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
You
I
know
grew
how to
up.
play it now.
It's been so long. I grew up playing the ukulele and then transitioned into guitar, and I actually preferred guitar. I think because it just had the tone of the guitar really relaxed me. And
Nice.
then when I moved from Hawaii to Texas, my guitar got warped, and so I never picked it up again. I would love to be able to pick that back up again.
Well, I have one in my
Yeah.
closet if
Yeah.
you borrow one at any time. You know what's funny is when I took those lessons, I got an electric guitar, and so I bought an amp, and the guy goes, "Do you need to get a warranty with this amp?" And I was like, "Man, I don't even know what this thing does." And he goes, "Are you going to be jamming out?" And I said, "No, I'm not going to be jamming out." And he goes, "You probably don't need the warranty then."
I'm surprised you went electric instead of acoustic.
They say it doesn't hurt your fingers as much.
Really? I never played electric.
They're
That's
different strings
interesting.
apparently. So I was like, I'm gonna go with the least pain-free
Yeah.
learning situation.
Yeah, because saw the nails definitely.
Oh yeah, you would
Yeah,
have to take
I would have to take those off.
Yeah, even when they got just a little long, I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
I can't do any of this. What's the favorite city that you have visited?
It'd be in Italy.
Mm.
It's between two. I haven't been to the Amalfi Coast yet, so
Okay.
that might change.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
But I loved Florence, but I also liked Siena.
Oh, nice.
Siena's a place I don't know if a lot of people have been to, but
Yeah.
it was just really cool.
Is it just look like a postcard?
Totally.
Mm,
Yeah.
nice.
And it was the cobblestone streets, and I had a really cool experience. It was midday, about 3 o'clock, so all the stores were closed. And it was when the movie Titanic
Oh,
was on.
uh-huh.
And I was just by myself, just strolling around window shopping. And all of a sudden I heard the Celine Dion song, right? The theme.
Yeah.
And it was this beautiful chorus of voices. And I'm like, where in the heck is
What's
this coming
happening?
from? And it was a group of schoolboys walking home,
Singing it.
singing it. And that was my first experience in that they just let their voices out. There's no fear of expression.
Yeah.
And so because of that, their voices were so pure and beautiful. It was like, of course, there were no cell phones then.
Right.
So I couldn't take a video.
It's just a memory.
It was, yeah.
Nice.
It was, so that probably is part of why it stands out
That's cool though.
so much. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
The
neat when you
people.
have those experiences.
Yes.
Nice. What is your favorite construction project that you have been part of?
Um, well, it's about to go up right now. It's called the Edison,
Okay.
and it's in Salt Lake.
Okay.
And I say that because I had brought that project into Humphreys,
Uh-huh.
and then
The project that is never
the
ending.
project that never ended,
Mhm.
and then things changed
Mhm.
because they acquired a little more land.
Okay.
By then, I had gone to Dwell. Keep in mind, we were all the way through construction documents.
Mm-hmm.
I got to Dwell and was making an introduction to the client through Dwell, and found out that they were making those changes to the Edison, and they gave it to us
To you.
Dwell. So the project is getting built now.
Nice. That's
So-
exciting.
Yes.
It's so interesting too, because sometimes like you learn about this project and what feels like 500 years later, you know?
Yeah.
So there was a project years and years and years ago that my old firm worked on. And I feel like the first week I moved here, they were like, "Hey, do you want to go by this school?" And I was like, "We're still on this project." But also paint is one of the last things in the project. So it was civil.
Yeah.
And so all I saw was civil at my old firm, and then I got to see the finished product. So yeah, oh, that's exciting. And I feel like that goes back to like relationships, you
Very
know?
much,
I mean, they
yes.
wouldn't have just given that project to a new
Thank you.
company. They gave it to you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That was really cool.
Mhm.
They did that. Yeah. It definitely feels like a warm hug.
I love
when they
it.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's about to get started, or it's about to get
They just
finished?
broke ground.
Just broke down.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's happening.
That's cool. Will you be able to go out and see it when
Oh,
it goes
for
down
sure.
and all the ribbon
Oh,
cutting
yes.
and all the things?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. The other project I would probably talk about, it will start construction. It's already through construction docs and everything,
Mhm.
is the Moon Tower project in Austin.
Oh, nice.
It's right behind Moon Tower Bar
Okay.
on Manchac.
Uh-huh.
And it's a cool story.
Uh-huh.
Just the whole bar, and then now the multifamily
Uh-huh.
behind it, and how complicated that project was. I'm really looking forward to seeing that
Nice.
one.
That's exciting. That's really exciting. I think we have gone through everything on my question list, on your intake form. Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
No, I'm just super flattered to be here and just to talk to you. You and I don't get enough time to
I know,
really
I know.
talk. We're always talking business and stuff. So this is really,
It was good to catch up. I feel like we
I'd
always
like to reverse it and hear about it.
Ooh. Maybe one day I'll be on the other side. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, and I'm sure we will catch up soon.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.